Hello and welcome to your US market wrap for May 30, 2025. I am Sunil Thakker of Sunny Talks Money, and today we are breaking down what moved more Wall Street, who made headlines, and what investors need to watch going forward. The constant stream of tariff news is unnerving. Every investor is screaming that they don't know how to react to tariff news at this point. The news cycle is maddening. On Friday, all three major indexes opened lower after Trump accused China on his Truth Social platform of breaching a trade agreement with the US and issued a new veiled threat to get tougher with Beijing. President Trump on Friday said he would double the tariff on imported steel, a move that he thinks would add more protection to the domestic steel industry. The plan for higher metal tariffs will include aluminum, Trump said later in the day. But the market paired losses as Trump said on Friday afternoon he'll speak to China's President Xi Jinping and hopefully work out the differences on trade and tariffs. Meantime, both the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite finished May with their biggest monthly gains since November 2023, despite a mixed day for stocks on Friday. The S&P 500 ended a volatile session, little changed on Friday as US President Donald Trump slammed China before sounding upbeat about reaching a trade deal, but the benchmark index tallied its biggest monthly increase since November 2023. The Nasdaq also registered its biggest monthly percentage gain since November 2023. May was a choppy month for stocks as Trump's erratic trade policies kept investors on edge, but his softening trade stance, along with upbeat earnings and tame inflation data, helped the S&P 500 rebound from its April lows. And so finally, some respite. February, March, and April were one of the worst 3 month periods since COVID, and investors needed some good tidings. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 54 points, 0.13% to end at 42,270. The S&P 500 lost a mere 0.48 points, or 0.01%, at 5,912, and the Nasdaq Composite fell 62 points, or 0.32%, to 19,114. The S&P 500 also finished Friday with a weekly gain that lifted it less than 4% from its February all-time high. Benchmark index rose about 6.2% in May, while the Nasdaq surged 9.6% for the month. Separate data indicated the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge slowed more than expected to 2.1% annual rate as of April. On a core basis, inflation also slightly undershot expectations. Meanwhile, the US trade deficit for goods shrank substantially last month as new tariffs weighed on imports. And across the market, on the earnings front, shares of Ulta Beauty jumped 11.8% after the cosmetic retailer raised its annual profit forecast after beating quarterly results. Bond yields edged lower on the day. Benchmark Treasury yields settled at 4.418%. Bitcoin prices dropped below $105,000. And oil futures also declined. OPEC is expected to announce crude output hikes for July after a meeting this weekend. That is it for your US market wrap for May 30, 2025. I am Sunil Thakker with Sunny Talks Money. Thanks for watching. Stay sharp and remember, it is all about money.